in that silver and black. It's all about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game. So.
Good evening, Raider Nation. It has been a while, yes, since your boy Turf has been on these microphones, man. I am very happy to be back. I definitely appreciate everything as far as for the people that may not know. My father passed away, so obviously been going through a whole lot. That's why Turf hasn't been around. If you did not know, I really do appreciate all of the, kind words, all of that good stuff. You can only imagine, every bit of it helped in every which way. Till Sunday, this is going to be a special show, if you will, from that respect. As you can see, I got somebody on here who I am bringing up here very shortly right now. As you saw on the thumbnail, shout out to my guy Nabil Rabadi, a.k.a. Nibbles, a.k.a. Big Body Rabadi. I could go on and on. Training partner. Trust me, you do not want to be his training partner in any way, shape, or form. This guy will absolutely kick I don't know what out of you before you could ever imagine. And he's the size of like a left tackle. So it's pretty interesting, to say the least, from that respect. But yeah, without further ado, man, let me bring my guy.
Thank you.
Nibbles.
Thank you for having me. That's how I introduce myself in all my business meetings as well. So I appreciate you for that one. Thank you so much, and my sincerest condolences. Just want you to know, I love
Absolutely.
you, and I'm grateful that you had me on here today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, and same to you. Obviously, give me 1 second. I want to make sure that we got everything going on all cylinders, because I know one of us is doing pretty well, but the other one is not right now.
Okay.
As far as one of my channels. So, nope, it looks good. I think it was just, maybe. Oh, do I have it? That is, I think we are good. I took off a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So, hey, this is like back to usual. Turf having technical difficulties. I do want to make sure that my let me see.
The YouTube link doesn't seem to be going.
That's right. See, one of them is and one of them is not. And
I have that one up, and that's
go. Let me send you the one that is working. Yep, bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. Turf always has issues, as you know, and I'm going to get the big one up too before we dive in. Absolutely, I want to make sure.
There it is. There's the other one. I found
You got the other one. Okay,
yeah.
So we are going to figure it out. As I say, just bear with me. So default. Restream. Restream. So. Interesting. Let me see. This is interesting. I am trying to make sure. I don't know why this particular one is not working. It's working, but it's not working. Meaning, I don't want to stop the stream because that could kill the stream. Settings, let's do that. Stream, yep. That's custom. Okay. So you know what? Let me edit. Let me try one thing here before I hold on. Do that. Okay. Let me try this one thing to make sure we get this right. Let me see. So let me see if this hurts us. I may kill everything, man, and have everything have to go. Let me see. I don't know. It's not. I don't know if it's working or not. Where is? Oh, this is that stupid plugin.
Yeah, the stream ended.
It did, right?
Turf stream ended.
It did, right?
Yeah. And now I'm gonna go to the other one.
Nope, because it's not going. It's not.
Okay, the other one's going now.
Is it really?
Yes, sir. So the one that says the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, Training Camp Breakdown, all that stuff, that one's going.
Right.
That one's going. Okay.
Wait, so we just got kicked back here.
Okay.
All right. That one's back to working. I can't get the other one to work. Man, I apologize for this. This is what happens though when you so this is for the
And Turf is up.
yeah, he's back up. But it's only for vertical. I don't know what I did. I do see some people on Instagram that's rolling too. So I appreciate that. All right, so let's just go into it. I mean, it is what it is. We have to dive into it. So as I said, guys, I've known Nibbles for, man, it's going on 2 decades, man. It really honestly is. It's been a long time training partner. And, you know, I'm very fortunate he's able to come up today and speak himself, right? Because believe it or not, this isn't easy for me, man. This has been tough. As far as my pops passing, and you know, I wanted to get rundown his pops up here. As you guys know, his dad actually died even more recent. So, but yeah, man, Nabil, I just wanted to bring you up, man, and you know, give you the floor because I know you and your family have experienced it. It's been about a year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, tell me how you feel about it all, man, if you will.
So my father passed away just over a year ago, March 7th. For those of you who don't know in this chat, I'm a huge Cowboys fan.
I know.
Now I'm saving all of your eyes. That's why I'm wearing the hat backwards. Don't worry, I'm not your typical Cowboys fan. I'm not that ignorant. But my father was as well. And, you know, him and I bonded so closely over some of those things. And, you know, a little bit about my family. My dad and my mom came to this country from the Middle East, not knowing the language, not knowing anything. Worked so hard their entire lives, worked 2 jobs, standing on their feet. And, you know, just a year ago, my father passed away. And he did so much for us. And the journey that you take when you know it's time and afterwards, it's a process. And the best thing I can say is you have to allow yourself to grieve, you know. And that type of love, it causes a crater in all of us, you know.
Yep.
And you just have to live with it. And it's okay. It's okay because you slowly learn to adapt to having that crater. But where you see it as a pain, it's this wonderful, beautiful marker left on your life. And it's how you honor them. And on this journey of life, you are not, they're not lost. They're
Right.
still with you every day. And, you know, for my dad, and it's going to be the same for you, and it's going to be the same for anybody that loses somebody that you love and care deeply over. I think about my dad every single day.
Absolutely.
I dream about him when we talk. I miss him every day, and that's okay. I appreciate him so much in so many different ways for everything he did. And it's not easy, and that's okay. And I'm so grateful to him. And all I can say is, you know, to you, you know, whatever it is that you need,
Right.
all 6'5" of me, all 380 pounds of me will be there to hug you and be there for you as best as I can.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, it is a tough journey. And
It is, man. It is. And I'm
just know you're loved, and
Yeah.
that's the most
Thank-
important thing.
Thank you, man.
And you're living your father's legacy perfectly. Just
Yep.
know that he's proud of us.
Thank you, man. Thank you, because like I say, man, it's just not been easy, bro. It's not been easy.
No.
It's just one of those things you can never prepare for, no matter how the situation goes. It's, you know, and like you said, man, you gotta move on. I mean, not everybody has my Facebook and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So what I can tell you guys is some of the best pieces of advice that I got and I received through this time, and it has been more comforting and helping. And Nabil hit on one of them right on the head. Shout out to my guy Frank. Shout out to my guy Frank from the Dirty Water. Told me, man, there's no rules to how you breathe.
No.
Right? There are no rules, man. So do whatever you need to do to get through the day, man. So continue to talk to him, like you said. Whatever the case may be, you're gonna think about him every day, as you said, no matter how that goes. So yeah, man, it is what it is from that respect, and you know, got to move on. And one other piece of it, you know, advice that I got, you know, and it's really more of a, you know, understanding, which is, hey, it hurts so bad, and the reason it hurts so bad is because he did such a good job.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? So
1,000%.
it's really what I can say, man. It's really what I can say about it all. You know, it's like I said on Facebook, it feels like a giant hole the size of Earth, man, and I know it's never gonna go away. But you know, you got to do what you got to do to move on. I just like my dad had a job to do. So do I, right?
Yeah.
And we all know I talk about my babies on a regular, on a constant. So yeah, man. So
Go Gophers on that matter too.
that's
though.
right, man. That's right. Yeah, Nibbles has known my daughter since she was like 5-6 years old.
This
Yeah.
big. I mean, everybody's that small to me, so it's all good.
Were you in the academy that day? She literally did cartwheels for like an hour and a half.
I think I remember that.
Cartwheels in the lobby for literally an hour and a half.
I mean, she took that all the way to the University of Minnesota. I mean, which is beautiful. It's incredible.
She really did, bro.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
She absolutely did. So
Which,
shout out to me.
I'll say to that end, man, it just teaches us to love who we have left with us every day even more, and appreciate those that are around us even more. I appreciate this. This is amazing. You know, it's wonderful. So it's awesome stuff, man.
Yeah,
thank you for giving me this opportunity to say this.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I'm glad you could make it. So
I'm excited for this, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. Like
This is exciting.
I got to get rid of this other feed so that way people don't go to it. Just got to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which one I got to kill.
Have you guys discussed the draft yet?
Oh yeah. Oh well.
Oh.
So to be honest, I haven't. right? So
Okay.
this is another reason why this is kind of a real good show. I've discussed a little bit of it, right? Just a little bit, but not a whole lot because
Oh.
my dad passed Cinco de Mayo, man. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
sir.
I have not done any content. This is my first show, Nibbles. That's why I was like, I had to have somebody like you with me, man.
I'm happy to
Somebody
be here,
that's been
man.
in the trenches, man, if you will.
I'm happy to be here, man. Now I know what to pull up on this side of the screen too, because
Yep.
I need the what ifs scenarios of this draft.
Right.
Let's see, right here. Okay.
So I gotta figure out which one of these. It says this one is the one that. Is this thing live? Give me 1 sec. I gotta just double check. It is live. That one's live. All right, let me just double check this other one right here. This one is live, or is it? Monetization is off on this one, so I think this one is not live. No, this one is live. They're both live.
They're both like that.
Yeah. This is so weird. All right, I'm just gonna leave stuff as is. As you see on the screen, you know what time it is. Chat Lives Matter, man. So let me get into Chat Lives Matter. Make sure we represent, man. My family, man. Steve Jones in the building. Situation number 9, blowing my mind. If you don't know what that is, Nibbles, that's
I see it all in the chat. I don't know what that means.
That's Tyree
Got it.
Wilson. Yeah, the
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that man to blow it up.
Well, trust me, he better or we are. What can we do about Tyree Wilson? Welcome back, my brother.
Yeah.
So if you go back to Facebook's chat with me and you, if you go and look, you should be able to see exactly what I'm pulling up right now. It should if you on your computer, you can click on that link and it'll pop up and you'll see everything I'm pulling on top of the screen right now, just as an FYI. So that way, yeah, you can follow along, and when you see something come up, right, as we start getting into it, people ask questions, you can pull them up too. Billy Davis in the building. What up, Billy B? Good to see you, man. Good to just say what's up, man. I'm glad you're here. Hope you enjoy the show, man. My guy Jeff is in the building. Welcome back, brother. Hey, Jeff, I appreciate you, man. Hey, Jeff is one of those guys, man. He checked up on me on the regular. And again, right, not everybody knew, so, I'm not saying this. I just want to make sure I give, props and shout outs to the people that actually, knew what was going on and hit me up. So yeah, Jeff, can't appreciate you enough, man. Cannot. My guy Tony Shepard in the building. Salute to our brother Turf. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for coming through as always, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Pawati, Trevetti, bro, you need any help? Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. I absolutely don't. I mean, and you know what, man? There's some other things that, I might as well just hit people off on. So my dad was military. And I don't know if a lot of people know this about military. As long as you're right, military 2 years and over, honorably, or 2 years or over, honorably discharged, anything along those lines, the cemeteries are available for free, meaning in terms of not having to purchase the container, right, or any of that other stuff. And not only is it free for you, it's free for your spouse. Not a lot of people know that, and even a lot of you'd be shocked at the amount of military people that don't know that or let that slide. And it's quite a bit of money. It's thousands of dollars. It's not 5 figures, but it's high 4. So very high 4. It's very much close to 5. So
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it is high 4, by the way. That is an ungodly amount of robbery that happens to you in that moment of grief.
Yes. So hey, for all you military people, families, and so forth, take advantage of that. 100%, man. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Well worth it. Tony Chef, glad you took some time, Turf. The nation and all of this is always here. Family first, bro. I agree, man, and that's exactly what I did. You know, I just kept it where I needed it to be, man. One of my main men from all the way back, Sacktown Raider Mike, moderator up in the building. Turf, condolences to you and your family. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I really do. I'm going through all of these before we get right into it because this stuff does mean a lot, man. It really does to me, especially at this time. It's still so fresh. Honestly, we just buried him on the 23rd. So, long, process from that respect. Eric, Raiders, haters, Hunter, Erica Channel. Salute, nation, Turf, my condolences. Appreciate you, man. As always. Yeah, I'm hanging in there, guys. I'm going to hang in there. Raider P. One of my guys, man. That's what it's about, man. Seeing you guys, first people back, people that rock with you from day one. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more. And it is what it is, man. We got a lot of competition this day and age, too. Trust me. If it's anybody that's part of the Raiders syndicate, you already know. You already know what's good there. So it's the competition is stiff. So yeah, I expect to see a lot of other people in there. But yeah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate everybody, and we're gonna jump right into this, man. We're gonna jump right into it. We are talking about training camp. Have you heard anything about training camp? Just to give you guys a heads up, and he'll talk to you about it, more so than I can. But he's fascinated with our team, guys. I told TRS they in for a treat. Some may like what they hear. Some may think it's embellishing, right? Some may think, boo, who knows, right? But the kid loves football, man, top to bottom, and he's fascinated with our team. So with that being said, go right on ahead, man. Dive into your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, first off, honestly, I do think you guys are building quite an interesting team with the Raiders. I know we're going to talk about the schedule here in a little bit. We're going to talk about the draft here in a little bit. Yep. When we look at your roster and we see how you guys have drafted, I know you guys were talking about Tyree Wilson. For me, when I look at the Raiders and you look at the AFC West, to me it can break either way for you guys, genuinely. And in my opinion, depending on how you view this team and the future of this team, it's not a bad direction. Right? I think we have a solid foundation, or you guys have built solid foundation. I think with these last couple drafts, outside of the Mike Mayock led team, I think people have had their head on straight in what they're looking to do and build in the trenches, inside and out. And I know we're going to discuss Ashton Genty, maybe what he means, what some of the recent picks mean, but I think that's very interesting. Now, in what I've looked at with your in your mini camp and what I've seen, a couple things that I saw that stood out to me: that Christian Wilkins is not likely to be cleared by training camp, so he's still injured.
Go ahead.
No, I just think that's an incredible blow. I know you guys took JJ Pegues and Tonka Hemingway, but
correct.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. They're not Christian Wilkins, and that is somebody that you 100% need. Max Crosby needs that guy. Devin White needs that guy, and your secondary needs that guy. A lot of the team's success lies behind him, in my opinion. And what a lot of teams, I think, are going back to do, and when you look at some of your divisional opponents, specifically the Chargers, he's a big piece.
Yes.
So his health is going to matter a lot, and I think you're going to want to pay close attention to him.
Yep.
One of the other things that I just saw, and you're going to have to clarify this for me, I saw something in regards to a cornerback battle. Is there? I thought you guys had a pretty good corner situation going on. What's the story there, if I may ask you?
Well, we got a corner.
Okay. Listen, sometimes that's one more than a lot of other people's have.
Right. And yeah, just to be fair, we got one. And he's really not even proven, right? He hasn't lasted a full season. And right, who knows what's gonna happen once they get tape on him. And we're talking about JB, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. My guys love him. Everybody in TRS loves him. I think Rundown and I are the only two that still, we like, we got to see what's good. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because you still got the Camion Richardson. You still got you got our third round pick, and Darian. You got who else is back there?
I know John Humphrey and
yes, Humphrey. They just signed up. There's still another guy too. Is it what? It's not. Hold on.
We got this. Darnay Holmes, Sam Webb.
Webb is one of them I'm thinking of.
Thomas
Sam Webb
Harper
is another one, but there's also another cornerback.
Thomas Harper.
Darnay Holmes.
Darnay Holmes. Oh, Darnay. Yeah, nickel corner. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which, listen, if you guys paid attention to this offseason, nickel corners were getting paid quite a hefty amount.
Man, it was wild.
It was wild. I did not expect that kind of money to be handed out to some of the corners. Some of the names that I saw getting paid that kind of money they were getting paid, I was just like, really?
Crazy.
We all went to the wrong line of work, I guess.
100%. 100%, man. It's just wild.
I think when I look at some of the battles, we talked about it earlier. Can Tyree Wilson overtake Malcolm Kuntz in that right defensive end spot? You drafted him number 7 overall, all the hype in the world behind him, prototypical size, prototypical speed, strength. I haven't seen what he's done the last couple of years, so I guess my question back to you is, what has held him back the last 2 years?
And which one?
Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson. Oh God, Tyree Wilson. Everything. I don't think he's that bright. I kind of said this. I didn't say that I thought that about JB. I thought it was a possibility based on his route. Right. I was just going based on stereotypes, if you will, through JUCO, all that kind of good stuff, which it wasn't the case for him. But I have no idea what's going on with Tyree. I mean, he should have never been drafted at that position. Just to be 100% real. It never made any sense whatsoever. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they did that as a project with the number 7 pick. We all know who was sitting right there in Jalen Carter, and look at him today. So
I will say that draft.
Yeah.
In the 2023 draft, it wasn't just Tyree Wilson that was the reach. I don't know how well Lucas Van Ness is doing or Will McDonald.
Right.
There were some other picks there on the defensive line. Certainly, I'm living with Mozzie Smith right now, and that is a nightmare on its own. I'll trade him for a bag of potato chips.
Right.
If we want to talk about airheads,
right.
I think he takes the crown. I get it, but at the very least, Tyree has way more athletic ability and upside if he can just put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
There's something potentially there. There's something potentially there. We drafted a Liz Frank injury project at 7. That's a wonderful comment. That's a wonderful comment. So the other thing is, and just my own excitement for the team, new head coach, new coaching staff. I want to see what Chip Kelly's going to do with the offense, how he mixes up the O-line. I know he's already trying to change Ashton Genty's technique in how he bends his knees. He is a stand-up player, as you saw at Boise. More like an even more exaggerated version of Le'Veon Bell.
Correct.
He said it's because he couldn't see the O-line, the D-line, which I'm sure you're going to harp on here in a minute. But
No.
me personally, I don't think he changed his technique, but I'm excited to see what Chip Kelly does.
Right.
I do think he's a smart cat and might not be the best head coach, but certainly as an offensive coordinator might have something.
Yes. And that's where I 100% agree with you. That absolutely it's possible we have something with him. The truth is he's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league. Yeah. I think by double. Yeah. So for all you people asking Mark Davis to put his money where his mouth is, that kind of good stuff, look, the guy he's doing as told, let alone, anything else that you want to discuss. I think he's doing a fabulous job. And it's just we got to sit back. We got to stop thinking we're going to instantly do something yesterday. The stuff takes time. You got to build. That's why I can't wait myself till we get to, wins, losses, because I already know people are going to be booing me. They absolutely will, because they're not going to like what I have to say in terms of, what we got to look at and wins and losses. But I mean, we're still on training camp. Wins and losses actually come right after this. So.
Yeah.
But training camp. Yeah.
Real quickly, congratulations on re-signing AJ Cole. I think he's probably one of the league's best punters.
Best
4 years, 15, right? 4 years, 15 mil. Listen, man, when you have a young team, special teams will be a huge contributing factor. When you're able to pin the ball back on a receiving team, yep, and they're not able to move that ball from the 15, 20-yard line, that's crucial. That's crucial for a defense. So
I agree.
Good for you guys. I'm glad you guys have a quality special team. As well as your kicker, by the way. He was a former Minnesota Viking, got drafted in the 5th round. Yeah. Cut, literally, I think, the highest scoring player on the Raiders who's played in the playoffs. So, I think you guys have a quality special team there. But congrats on AJ Cole getting a contract extension. If I had to guess next, Daniel Carlson probably should get a contract extension. I would also guess Colton Miller probably would get one. So those are my thoughts on training camp. I'm excited to see what you guys do with the O-line. Hopefully some players shake out as far as some of the rookies. But I do expect to see a step up from previous drafts going into this year.
Right. So what I can tell you guys, right, and this is Turf getting caught back up, just doing my digging as quick as I can. You obviously know number one Ashton Genty is making his waves, while we're running around in booty shorts and tank tops. You know what I mean? It is what it is right now. There are a few places I've seen, where it was interesting to me, because everyone keeps talking about how built he is. Well, go take a look at him standing next to an Omarion Hampton. Go take a look at him standing next to a Judkins, a Johnson. Yeah, you're not talking Ashton Genty. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this. He absolutely has to have the ability to break tackles somewhat like he did in college. If he can't at least do 50% of that, I don't see how you don't label him a bust, because he'll be average at best. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, average at best. Yeah, he'll be average at best. He'll be average at best. So, I mean, that's Genty. But, hey, I know people are saying, no, he's killing it, right? the number 2 guy that's killing it. And it's funny how they're going in this rank, right? And actually, some people are saying Besh is getting, busy more so than even Ashton Janty. Again, against our secondary. look, guys, I'm realistic. Y'all know this. If Jacorian Bennett is out there guarding Jack Besh, I'm sick. I'm sick from what I'm hearing. Talking about he's always open. I don't care what kind of chemistry and great hands he has. You're a rookie and you're eating our best cornerback for lunch. I wouldn't consider that, so let's just hope that's obviously the case. But the bright side of things is Darian Porter.
I like Darian Porter. Listen, I'm a big Jack. I like Jack Besh. As a Cowboy, going into this draft, knowing we needed a wide receiver, I'll be honest with you, I was scared to draft Jack Besh. So that's why I'm thankful you did it and we didn't. But I do like Jack Besh. I'll go into my breakdown here in a minute about him. I believe Tony said in the chat, by the way, thank you. I'm actually a mastermind criminal. I'm not a stand-up person. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So you can click on this, man. You can click on those, and I'm going to put it up because I was just going to say that. Tone in the building, as I told you guys earlier, your buddy seems like a stand-up guy, Turf. Who are his favorite players, current and all-time? That's a fabulous question, Tone.
I mean, is it biased if I name Cowboy players or
no?
Okay, I mean, listen.
It's that favorite all time.
Favorite all time. Honestly, I definitely, my first jersey was an Emmitt Smith jersey.
Running back. That's why he likes me, y'all.
That's why we got along so well. One of my favorite players, one of my favorite moments in NFL history, is Marshawn Lynch. It is why I loved Amari Hampton coming out of this draft. He reminded me so much of him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments in NFL history is Marshawn Lynch causing a literal earthquake against the Saints. The fact that you have that kind of electricity built in you, you are something special. I love Marshawn Lynch to death.
Yes, sir.
Currently, I do like Micah. I'm a big Micah fan. I don't like what he does off the field personally. I think those things should be reserved to us.
Right.
But, hey, listen, everybody has their hobbies.
Right.
I learned at a young age this. And I'm going to sound corny as hell, and you guys are not going to like me for saying this, okay? I learned at a young age. Growing up, I used to hate on Michael Jordan. And I realized after he retired, he was something special. He was something really amazing, okay? You're gonna really hate me here in a minute. I genuinely enjoy watching Patrick Mahomes play. He is special to watch. It is unfortunate that he is in your division. I am so sorry. But I appreciate some of the greats when you see it. I mean, it only happens a snapshot in our lives, and it's definitely worth witnessing. You were mentioning something earlier about your ownership. By the way, I just want to point something out. Yeah. I will never fault the Davis family ever for what they've done. They have always tried to win. Now, has it been in the direction that is a smart one, or has it been in a misstep? Of course, it has been. Right? Everybody's made mistakes,
right?
But they've always put their money where their mouth is, every single time, all the time.
Yep.
It sucks for Raiders Nation that they haven't been able to make it, because you are, just as Duke is to basketball, the Raiders are to football, just as to my opinion, Cowboys are to football. Like, some of these names are to the league. It's a shame that the Raiders, since the year 2000, have not gotten back to that same prominence when they certainly deserve to. And that, to me, is a bit of a shame. But I certainly will never fault the front office for trying. And that's what has me excited about this team. And when I look at the last 3 years of drafting, you look at certain teams, and I don't mean to rant about this. When you look at certain teams and the way they draft, some teams try to always hit this crazy home run, and they try to always constantly sign these superstars.
Right.
But when you look behind the curtain, when you open the hood of the car, and you look at everything in the car, you just see nothing. It is rusty parts, right? And that's why they're not able to make it, because they have superstars and nothing behind it to back it up.
Bingo.
What I'm looking at with the Raiders here is I'm looking at a team, and I'm promising I'm not blowing smoke. You guys are building a solid foundation.
Hey.
And I think when it is time that you bring in that star player, you will be ready for it. So much of the talk coming into this draft when it came to Ashton Genty was, we're not a team that's ready to take on an Ashton Genty. Just like the Giants weren't ready for Saquon,
Right.
whoever would dare, you know what I mean? Like, we just weren't. But this isn't the case here. I think it's very much different. And I think it's going to be very much different in the future. So, I digress on my favorite player. Sorry to have gone on that rant. Apologies.
That's dope, man. Hey, again, fabulous question, Tone. Yeah, everybody knows who my favorite player is. He's right there, Marcus Allen. You know.
He was pretty good. I heard a wonderful story about him the other day. Not a wonderful story, but when Bo Jackson was a Raider, I heard about him being really, really pissed off that he had to play fullback for him. And I look at Marcus Allen, and I'm like, who the hell thought you were a fullback? Like, I just, okay, all right. But he's a wonderful running back. Wonderful running back.
Yeah. It's my guy, man. It's my guy. So
he's a great guy to be a fan of.
Arguably, he's one of the best players of all time. I mean, he's literally still the only one that's MVP, Super Bowl, college MVP. Chip. He's the only one.
Is he really? I didn't know that about him.
He's the only one.
Do you know, by chance, you might not know off the top of your head, where he ranks on the all-time rushing leaders and all that stuff?
He's not going to be in the top 5. I don't think so. I mean,
I thought he was just a rushing monster.
He's a rushing monster for the Raiders. Yes, he's
okay.
Nobody's going to eclipse him from that respect.
Got it.
But I want to say he's like 7 or 10 out of all time.
Got it.
He's not in the talks.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he was smooth, man. Smooth.
Yep. So hey, my guy just came through. Death Pile Picker in the building. Salute Raider fans. Good to see you, my guy. Hope you enjoy the show as always, man. That's my guy right there. I like Death Pile.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't believe it's been 45 minutes already.
I know, and we haven't even got right. Exactly.
Bro, I was like, we've only been talking for like 10 minutes, and I look down, it's 8:45 right now, Central. And I'm like, holy mother. Wow, all right.
Right. Gunsmoke Games is in the building. I see you. I got to do some funky stuff to see, though. Raider Rebel in the building. My guy. Hey, Raider. Rebel checked up on me, man. Hey, I appreciate you for hitting me up. And even for the people that I forget, man, it's right. You got to imagine. It's a lot of guys. But, yeah, Raider Rebel hit me up, man. Appreciate you for checking in on me, man. And, yeah, salute. Glad you're here, man. Hope you enjoy the show. Law Dog, salute. Appreciate you for being here. Janty will shine, he says. All right? We'll be here to see it. We'll be here to see it. That's going to be interesting. So I guess we go now into the next topic, right? Wins, losses on the season.
How do we want to break it down, man? Do you want to just go tit for tat, what we think?
As far as we're gonna pull this thing up.
Okay, man, let's do it. Hopefully somebody can keep count for me. I don't know.
Yeah, we are going to pull this up, and we are going to schedule 2025 schedule. There you have it. So I'm going to keep track here.
Okay. Well, November 17th is a loss, right?
That's probably the only one I got us winning.
No.
That's totally good.
That was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Right. So, first and foremost, September 7th. It's an away game. It's early. We never do well. I say no. I say it's an L. What do you think?
You say it's a no against the Patriots?
Yeah, I really do. I think that your boy Mike Vrabel is going to have them fired up for the opener. I think they are better off than we are in terms of a lot. They actually got two of our major players, or
Sure.
one of them for sure. So, and that's going to mean a lot. I just think they have the edge. You know,
I definitely don't. Listen,
you
I
say
know
we
that
win this game.
I think it's a win. Listen, I know they got Stephon
Hey.
Diggs. They might be able to connect once or twice between
Right.
him and Drake May, but listen, it's going to be a little bit before they begin to gel. Only because they drafted Will Campbell. The rest of that O line needs a hug,
Right.
to say the least. I don't know what they have that makes you say they're going to be dramatically better than you. Because in my opinion, when you look at teams that were drafting where they were drafting in the top 15, some teams deserve to be there and some teams definitely don't.
Right.
The Patriots deserve to be the number 4 team for a reason. There's a lot of holes there. They're very young. Mike Vrabel has a journey ahead of him. And while they have a great young quarterback, they have a good starting piece on their O-line, I just don't think it's going to be enough for what I think the Raiders have in store for them. I think when the Raiders come to play the Patriots, they're going to come in 12 personnel. They're going to come in 13 personnel. They're going to eat them up with the run. They're going to play the play action. Geno Smith, being a veteran quarterback, plays the game in front of him. And
Right.
it's what's so wonderful about having Geno Smith and Pete Carroll on your team. They don't play the game to lose. And sometimes when you have a young team, that's all you need. You need to keep the game in front of you. You need the leadership, and they know how to do that. They did it in Seattle. They did it very well. Now, granted, I said Geno Smith. Geno Smith. I was almost going to say Geno Atkins. Geno Smith. Geno Smith does have issues in the red zone, but that's also why you have some of the pieces that you have to help him.
Right.
I certainly think this is a very winnable game, and I'm giving this game the win. So for me, it's a W.
No, hey, trust me. I'm sure we're at odds in this chat here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, we're in week 2. It's at home, right? I believe
Okay.
we're at home.
It's at home on a Monday night. I think Monday
against
night.
It's against the Chargers. I have another loss, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I think we're going to be introduced to this guy named Omari Hampton that we decided to draft over who we think, I guess, is going to or supposed to be the best running back in Janty. And I think he's going to punish us. It's just my thoughts. I pray I'm wrong. Harbaugh is going to have that offensive line. You got another year of that line gelling in together. They've only did, nothing but add pieces to it. We're in trouble.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to give this a loss as well. But here's what I have to say. You guys are going to 50-50 each other. And the fact that they are going to win here,
Right.
I think you guys are going to win down the road because it's just in maybe the Chargers' nature to just break down at the end of the year. I do think the team will gel towards the end of the year. It's just my opinion on it.
Right.
But I agree with you. This is a loss early on.
It's definitely a loss. I mean, yeah, it's not looking good. I told you, I don't think people are gonna like what I have to say here. Keep it going.
Okay.
We're right back at it. Washington.
What are you thinking?
I got it as a loss.
Okay.
It's Washington. They just built a great draft. They just did everything necessary around what they have, and there's no way our defense is going to be prepared and ready after being pummeled by Mr. Omari and Hampton week 2 to deal with what this quarterback is going to bring in week 3. He's got some serious weapons. They've added to that weaponry. I think they just added another running back too on top of what they already had, and some defense. So I just don't see us coming out of that game a win. I just don't see it.
And here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give this one a win. I don't think.
Look at Nibbles. What a dog. He got us going 2-1.
Let me tell you something about Dan Quinn. All right, I know this firsthand because he was our defensive coordinator for 3 years, and he did an admirable job. Believe me, he did. But there's one thing about a Dan Quinn defense that you have to understand.
Right.
He does not play the run very well. He builds his offense to play against the pass. He tries to force a deep lead early and forces you to pass. But when you're a Pete Carroll, you just know this. You understand this. I think you're going to stick to the run. And I don't know if they know how to stop that. On top of which, that O-line in DC is trash. Tyler Biotish, who's a former Cowboy, cannot beat anybody. Right. Sam Cosmi, a good athlete, great, but not, in my opinion, is beatable. I don't know anything about Nick Algeretti. Laramie Tunsil holds for days.
Right.
And then Brandon Coleman, there's a reason why they drafted Josh Connerly in the first round. So that O-line is still kind of paper mache, and you might be able to attack it early. So I think the Raiders right now are 2-1.
Right. Nope. I got you. Shout out to Law Dog. This Raiders team is going to be a lot more surprising than people think. You want to know what's funny, Law Dog? I agree with you. I believe the same exact thing. I really do. It just doesn't. It's not going to reflect in our record. I'm just going to keep it a being with y'all. It's not going to reflect. It is not going to reflect in our record. Not even remotely close. Because I mean, you got us a W there, but I mean now we're somewhere. I think, we got a shot. That's week 4 in Chicago, or is this? I don't even know if this is a home game or an away game. I'm going to assume
this is
because I don't. It doesn't.
This is a home. This is a home game.
It is a home game.
This is a home game.
Now look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I still got PTSD from the last time Chicago came to Vegas. So I can pretty much assure y'all Turf is going to sit this one out. I'm not coming back to Vegas for this game because they literally took over the city. They took over the city. 100%. So with that being said, I still think we come out on top. Turf finally has us getting our first dub of the season. This is where we get our first win of the season against Chicago.
I think as much offensive firepower as they have added, they are a little out of their depth defensively, and that is an issue for them. And they also don't have a run game. So I do think this is a win for the Raiders as well.
Didn't they just get somebody though for the run game?
They have DeAndre Swift, who, if he can make it 4 weeks, I'll be surprised. They have Roshan Johnson, who's been in the league for a couple years, but hasn't really developed too much outside of he is what he is.
Right.
And then they drafted Kyle Monangai,
who
is a bowling ball. I like Kyle Monangai.
That's who I was getting towards. Hey, look.
I don't expect Kyle Monangai to be that guy just yet.
Look, I'm just going to tell you this. I'm telling everybody this. This is the best running back draft class of all time. Of all time. No, of all time. Of all time. Of all time. Of all time. Listen to what I tell you. This is the best running back draft class of all time. All time. And
I don't disagree.
And I'm just telling you, it's going to be interesting to see. I have us winning this game. I assume you have us winning this game.
I gave it to you guys.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. I figured. So now, October 5th, we're at the Colts, right?
How do you not
exactly
the Colts?
Exactly, another dub.
I don't. Do we have to really go into this one too deeply?
Nah, we don't. Exactly. Okay. Let's just move on, right? Titans. Titans.
Do we have to go into that one too deeply?
No, I agree. Nope. Titans is gonna be a W as well.
Okay.
Now though, we come to KC.
Now the chickens come to roost.
Yeah. You know,
And
we got happy because we got even, right? We 3-3 now. You know, we got even. The morale is high, right? Everybody's, singing. And, hey, we still got a shot at the playoffs, right? Y'all know how we do. You know how us Raider fans do. As soon as things get even.
I mean, in my opinion, you guys are 5-1 going into this game.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. You have us at 5-1.
I have you guys at 5. You're at
I'm at
3-2.
3-3.
That's still. I mean, you guys are going to get your ass kicked here, so it's probably 5-2 right here. Going into the bye week, that's not a bad thing. It really isn't.
I agree. Coming into the bye week, you know what I'm saying? We're 3-4. We're one game away from where we were last year. I think it's pretty good. I'm not mad at it. And hey, we're coming off our bye week, and we get to go see Jacksonville. Right?
That's a winnable game.
I think it's a dub. Where are you at with it? I think it's a dub. They're nowhere close to us.
They're not there yet,
They're
they need a few. They're the thing that I talked about a few minutes ago about having superstars, but when you open the hood, it's not much there outside of the few pieces that you see.
Right.
There's Trevor Lawrence, there's Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., who I just adore as a wide receiver.
Right.
That's it. Right. I mean, there's some pieces on the O-line, but God help Trevor Lawrence. Here's a question. Let me ask you this question. I'm just curious as to Raider Nation how they feel about this, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's say the Jags go another year and they're like, God, this experiment with Trevor Lawrence failed miserably. Okay, and they call the Raiders, they call Tom Brady, they call whoever's in your front office, and they're like, "Hey, man, give us a 1 and a 2 for Trevor Lawrence. What do you say? You're the GM. What do you say?"
Absolutely not.
Wow.
I'll pass.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Do you look into next year's draft?
That has to be on its way out. I mean, hey. See, this is where I'm about to get in trouble, man. You're about to get me in trouble, man.
I'm so sorry. This is what I do, then.
Yeah, I am still an Aiden O'Connell fan. Yeah.
Ooh, what a tough take, dude. That's a tough take, in my opinion.
Hey, and I'm telling you, I'm about to get murdered. I'm about to get murdered in this talking. I look. He's not off the team.
He's going to be a really good backup for a long time. In my opinion, that's just how I see him.
Look, I think the kid's going to get a shot, and I think he's going to surprise the hell out of people. We're getting derailed. I'm sorry.
Sorry, let's keep going. I apologize.
We got a good long show. It's going to be a great. This is going to be fabulous. Thank you, Nibs. Bro, Nibs.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Bro, it's good you here, man. I needed you here for this.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Look, so let's dive back into this.
Denver. We're at Denver.
Yeah, I don't see us winning this game. I don't see us winning this game.
You guys are in Denver.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I don't see it either.
Yeah, so
this is a tough one for me to.
Yeah.
They're just a well-ran team already with what they have.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a loss too.
Yep. So
all right.
Let's see, where are we at?
Dallas is coming to Vegas.
Hold on. Somebody said something about
Sure.
Man, I missed it. I had it messed up.
Lenoris Sellers. He is going to be pretty good. He's got a good arm on him.
Lenoris Sellers.
Death Pile Picker made mention of the kid quarterback from South Carolina. Lenoris Sellers.
Yeah, Lenoris Sellers is his name.
Yeah.
Yes. That is. There are a few guys for next year, but we all know who everybody's waiting for.
That's if he comes out. That's iffy, and I don't know if he's going to do it.
Year after, right?
I think it's a year after, personally. I think it's a year after.
Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. But yeah, man. What do you have? Because
Against the Broncos, I think the Broncos is a loss.
Yeah, no, but we're at Dallas.
I think Dallas.
Shit,
I think Dallas beats you.
Ah,
I think. Here's the thing. Like honestly,
we are in Vegas, right?
Yeah. I think honestly, if you look at the playbook that Green Bay had, that the Cardinals had from a year or two ago, and you guys run the play action, eat the middle of the field against us, and run the ball.
Right.
If there's success there, you're gonna have us on our heels. If Tyler Guyton, right, to me, right now after the acquisition of George Pickens, it is on our offensive tackles, whether we succeed or not on offense. And if you guys are able to attack our offensive tackles and they're not able to, I don't know, nut up,
right,
then it's going to be a long night for us, a long season for us.
Right.
That being said, I have confidence this team is in the right position, in the right place to take advantage of having 10 plus wins. I promise you I'm not being like we're Super Bowl or bust this year, but I think we had a quality draft. I think we had some good acquisitions, and I do think George Pickens really frees up CeeDee Lamb and our tight end,
right,
as well as Dak Prescott to do some things on this offense to move the chains. And I think it's just going to be tough for you guys. I really do. CD is a dynamic receiver. I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't disagree, bro. I do not disagree. Not even a little bit.
So I consider this an L, but I do consider the Browns.
Yeah. I mean, it's next up. Browns. Obviously, it's.
I would love to see Shador playing against you guys. That would be amazing.
Would be funny. Yep. That would be funny.
What was your opinion on that? I'm just so curious. Not to derail again. What was your opinion on Shador falling?
No, it was BS. It's nonsense. It's retarded. It's obviously blackballing. It's colluding. It's all of that in between and everything and then some, because we all know exactly why. It's because of Deion. Is it partly his fault? Yep. He's not going to be absolved or, you know what I'm saying, not held accountable. Right? You know, I get it. You want to act like you're the Mannings and all, but you know what I'm saying? Put your hand on the stove and get burnt. You know, that's what you're dealing with. So, it's a whole lot of nonsense. Shador Sanders is not a fifth round pick. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
I have two trains of thoughts on this one. One, if any of us, including the chat, me, you ever go into an interview and are unprepared in the way that we heard he was unprepared,
right?
The chances of our success are going to be very low to get that job.
Very simple.
However, that film said a lot. The quality of talent that he is said a lot. And the truth is, the league was trying to make a point. And that point was kind of exaggerated a little bit. Yep. Not a little bit, a lot. I heard a story by Rob Gronkowski like a week ago where he talked about how he went and visited with the Patriots and how he was hungover and didn't remember a single play that they drew up on the board, didn't care, was asleep in the office. And literally when they asked him to drop the play they drew up, he told them, listen, man, I don't remember. Either you're going to pick me or not. I'm tired. And that's it. That's all he said, and they picked him in the second round.
Right.
So I kind of think it's a bit of BS, and I think the league probably went a bit overboard on this one.
They above and beyond.
Yeah. Now, do I think he was a first-round pick? Not really. Do I think he was a fifth-round pick? No. I do think he's probably somewhere around a second-round talent. That's how I viewed Shador.
And see, that's where I don't agree with anybody. I think he was the best quarterback ready right now to play tomorrow quarterback in the draft. I have no problem saying that out loud.
That's fair.
I think that the ceiling for Cam Ward is way higher. But the Tennessee Titans are going to absolutely wreck Cam Ward. So he's going to be
I think it's going to be tough.
He's going to be an afterthought. Just like Levis. He'll be an afterthought.
Nobody should get shit canned for their opinion on quarterbacks because at some point in time, somebody thought Josh Rosen was worth the number 10 overall pick. Okay, and where is he right now? He is a giant regret to the Arizona Cardinals. Right? This is not a science to anybody. Everything I'm about to tell you guys about every pick that you guys had, it's not a science. I mean, it really isn't. If it was, every number 1 overall pick would be in the Hall of Fame right now. And it's just going to work that way.
It don't.
Okay. That was my question. You guys are going to kick the hell out of the Browns, by the way. So that's how I see it. That's a win, in my opinion.
I agree. So Raider Pete says Deion trained Shador how to carry himself in interviews, and the name alone won't recover from the cockiness. I agree. And Deion's made some mistakes, so that very well may be where some of those mistakes are made as far as that interview is concerned, man.
I agree.
Yeah. My main man, Robert Pena, in the building. Salute, Robert Pena. Appreciate you for coming through as always. Hope you enjoy the show. Man, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. I know I've been gone way more than a while. So, yep, makes sense.
Shador should have taken after his brother and should have hired an actual agent to give him real feedback. I mean, Deion should not have been the one. Nobody's going to lie to Deion. So they all like Deion too much. That's the truth. Shador should have gotten a real agent.
No, I agree. So, we're at the Chargers game, man.
I had you guys looking like monsters right now. I got to slow the roll on this one.
I already told you, you're drinking that Kool-Aid like I used to drink. I am no longer a part of that. I no longer am a part of that. Nope. I refuse to do it to myself.
I did say it would split, though, so I'm going to give the win. But trust me, this is all going to come to a pretty quick screeching halt right now.
It has to at some point.
It will. And I just
got us with 3 losses right now.
do I only have you guys with 3? That damn.
It's absurd.
Right.
It's absurd.
This is ridiculous.
It's absurd.
This is ridiculous.
It's absurd.
I feel terrible. I'm going to have to scratch some of these wins off.
Hey, we're back to the donkeys again. Back to
the donkey. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that was?
I didn't know that. No,
Denver donkeys.
That's a loss. That's a loss for you guys.
It's again another loss.
Yep.
It's another loss. I agree. I think they sweep us. I think they're about to start getting a little bit of revenge, man. And then it's the Eagles, man. There's no reason to discuss that.
The She-Eagles are going to win.
And then we got to go to Houston. There's no reason, in my opinion, to discuss this.
That's a loss.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that the next couple are pretty obvious. Like the Giants are a win.
The Giants, we win. Yep. We win.
Kansas City is another loss, unless they're so far ahead in wins that they just put their backups.
Everything is going to matter. Everything is going to matter. Everything is going to matter.
So we'll count as if it matters. That's a loss.
Right. So
where do I have us?
With that being said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So you got us going 10-7. Shout out to Nibbles. That's actually respectable for a lot of people that actually think that we have a shot at that, because that's the record it's going to take to get a wild card.
That's the ceiling, in my opinion. Genuinely, I do think that's the ceiling of this team. That is like, we're hitting on all marks. Everyone's doing their part. Everything is gelling. Now, the opposite of that is we're back at the number 5 pick next year, by the way, guys. That is the harsh reality of where we're at.
Right. Well, hey, look. Turf was real honest for the first time in quite some years. I got us winning 6 games. 6 games. Those 6 games, the Giants, the Browns, the Jaguars, the Titans, the Colts, and the Bears. We're losing to everybody else. You have the Patriots. That is a game. And then we both you have it broken up. Chargers. I have us losing to the Chargers.
Yeah. And the Commanders a win as well.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, hey, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I don't know.
It's, it's interesting. I mean, I also think you guys are not in a fun division, by the way.
No, it's one of the worst.
It's one of the worst to be.
100% one of the
If I would pray that I'm in the AFC South like every year. Like I wish that's where I was. But unfortunately, we can't all be losers, right? So,
my guy, Raider transplant Angelo Turf. Good to see you back. Hey, so I can't wait for me to get you on Angelo's show with me. Angelo is a legend in the sport of boxing in terms of he's. I want to say Frank Mir's last fight, and that was MMA. Yeah. So, hey, Angelo. That's awesome. So this is the other cool thing because Angelo, he obviously knows that I train obviously under Team Rabati. Well, Nabil is Robbie's little brother. And the funny thing is none of y'all know any of this background. These dudes are giants. I'm just
Little's quite metaphorical at this point in time.
Robbie and Nabil are giants. They're giants, So, but yeah, man, this is one of my training partners.
Pleasure to meet you.
Transplant. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait. You know, he's boxing all day, all night.
Awesome.
He sleeps, eats, drinks it. Exactly.
I want to know who his top 3 favorite boxers of all time are.
Oh, wow. Trust me, he's going to answer it right now.
I'm waiting for it.
Who are your top 3? Well, I know one of them, but I don't know if you'll be surprised with it or not. Okay. And it's a little biased because once he puts it there, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, talk about another long 5, 6, 7 hour conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Getting Angelo on here, it's game over. It's game.
We're just gonna have a fight night companion podcast.
It will be crazy. He already does it. Yep. And as he says, looking forward to our show coming up soon. It's definitely coming up, brother. I promise you, there's no holding back anymore now. I even actually thought about some things I'm doing and changing it, so I got a drop screen. Look, I told you that he'd answer quick. So hard to pick, sir.
Very hard to pick.
Very hard, but I know he's biased towards the Mayweathers because they obviously helped him, right? He learned from all of them. Roger,
they're pretty good. They're pretty good group of people to pick from. I'm just going to be honest with you.
He learned from them all, right? He's learned from quite a few guys, right? But the Mayweathers are definitely one of them. And like I say, he's trained a lot of talent across the board, champions all the way down from MMA, boxing, the whole 9. But as you see his name, he had a liver transplant.
Okay.
Had a liver transplant. So
I'm glad it went well. I'm assuming it went well. Yeah, okay. I'm glad it went well.
Yeah, he's here. And that's what matters. But
he's a stone.
I told you, I knew he'd do it because, his top 3, Roberto Duran, Manny Pacquiao, and I already know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. But yeah, those he says his top 3 favorites. That's not a bad top 3, man. That's not a bad top 3 at all. I don't have anything Manny Pacquiao signed. Thank you for bringing this up, Raider Transplant. Where's John Scully when you need him? Scully! I'm hollering at you. Thursday, man. Thursday night, shameless plug, right? Dead in the Water. My guy Spence, myself, we talk about it all. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good game we're watching, right? Maybe it's the Knicks or I don't know who, but somebody's going to be playing Thursday night. It's probably going to be a good game. So tune in. But that's his top 3. Like I say, you don't get us started on boxing. It'll never end. And we'll lose all our Raider fans for the night. Nah. It's wild, though, actually. There's a lot of cross, fans, per se, if you will, from that respect in terms of you know what I'm saying, boxing, as you can see right here. Death Foul Picker picking it right up. Ali, Ray, and Hagler.
So I shouldn't talk about how much I love Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns!
Bro, you talk about a sniper. You talk about a sniper. For anybody that is tall, you watch yourself some Tommy Hearns.
Oh.
You mimic yourself after that man.
Yep.
I ended up loving watching Andre Ward towards the end of his career. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, I'm so sad that I caught on to him till late.
Andre Ward is a skilled,
100%.
just
To the art, man. To the art.
Yes, a lot of people he never got his in my opinion, he never.
Agreed.
It's true.
Agreed.
Flowers, but
welcome to the boxing podcast, everyone.
Right, exactly. Because that's what we would have almost turned this into. Because we're gonna change up, right? We got one last situation, and that is who will survive, right? And you guys might be thinking, what do you mean, who will survive? Well, who's gonna survive, man? As y'all can already tell, Nibbles pays attention to our squad. He pays attention to all that stuff. So, with that being said, who will survive? Right? This is what we got here, man. We got all of our draft class. And this is not including the undrafted free agents. So, let me just tell you real quick, right? Because you remember that we had that whole conversation about who was doing good. Well, there's this kid named Ja Joyner. He's a edge guy from University of Minnesota. Shout out them Gopher guys.
I like Ja Joyner, by the way.
Hey, what's even sweeter? He's from Connecticut. He's from Danbury, Connecticut. I know everything about where he grew up, the whole nine. It's nice. Amazing. My boy Chris, first and foremost, if y'all haven't, go check out the latest interview with him with Chris, Protect the Shield podcast. Bro, amazing. And I can't wait to talk to him because, I get to talk about a whole different side, right? We could sit and talk about Connecticut football, how it's grown. Y'all gonna want to tune in to Minds too. Chris is the master, though. Chris, I'm just telling you, he has a way with interviews with people. So, shout out to my dog. Man, like I was saying, you got Ja Joyner. There's a few other guys, right? We already discussed Pegwis and Hemingway. I didn't say anything, but I wanted to make sure I did circle back before we get anywhere else further when it comes to that D-line. And Wilkins, I told everybody he wasn't right. And he's not going to be right all season. And that's why we drafted a bunch of D tackles that hopefully can fill the void until, I'm assuming about mid-season Wilkins will be good. But he's not going to be right for the beginning of the season. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. But, hey, it's part of the game. It's part of the game, so.
I am curious. Do you know how long he's supposed to be out for? I didn't check up on that.
They said August.
God, so he's gonna have a slow start essentially to the year. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So that's what we got there, man. So we just gonna dive right into this, right? Because Ashton Jeanty, there's no way he won't, survive. He's surviving. You know what I mean? Shoot.
I think he's going to get cut.
Shooing. Absolute shooing. Again, everything is advertised and can't. I mean, they're never going to say anything different anyways. But I agree with it. I agree with what they're saying. I just hope it translates, man, because this is the NFL. And Nibbles knows what I'm talking about, man. I go to these AAU track meets, ladies and gentlemen, and the specimen out here, they're not human looking. Like, I'm running around this new crowd of Olympic type athletes, and it just so happens to have all these basketball ex-NBAers and ex-NFLers, because everyone runs track because it's beneficial for all sports. And I'm just telling y'all, the people that you see don't even look real. They don't even look right. It's like, what are you?
It's so mesmerizing to see every 10 years, every 5 years. What we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Even to the 7th round guys, right? They're top 1% athletes.
Yes.
But the boundary of what that means is pushed every year.
Yes.
And what you're looking at with these kids is insane to what they could become.
It is. Absolutely. It's mind-boggling.
For sure.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling to me. I look, so I was telling guys the other day, this is how it was explained to me. And it really opened my eyes because obviously I've been around locker rooms, NFL locker rooms, all professional football locker. I'm talking all of these leagues. I've been around all of it. But the analogy this man gave me, it really stuck out, man. It really stuck out. And he said, man, you are literally in the jungle. You are in the jungle. When you walk into an NFL locker room, you looking at elephants, gorillas, cheetahs, and they can all kill you in their own right. Right? You know what I'm saying? The cheetah being the fastest. You know what the cheetah is, right? And it's really literally a zoo, and you're looking at these people like you just don't even look right. No. Because you're literally a specimen. Like, whether it's a freaking, has anybody looked at Miles Garrett? Come on, man.
It is. He is a superhero. He is Superman.
It's wild. It's wild to look at. And then the exact opposite. I tell people all the time, man, you have no idea how small some of these cornerbacks are, man. Shout out to my guy, Dwayne Starks. 5'10", 175 pounds soaking wet. Won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, 2000, 2001, whichever season that was. Number 10 draft pick out of University of Miami. Bro, when I saw him in real life, when I was still playing ball, I was like, bro, there's no way. There's no way, bro. I'm trucking you every time. All this blah, blah, big talk. Because he's literally 5'10", 175, 85. Man, watch this man work. Watch this man blow up running backs 3 times this size. I'm just telling y'all. It's a jungle. It is an absolute jungle, man. And you just never know how you're going to get killed. You never know how you're going to get got. And it's the easiest way to explain what I've been looking at with all these ex-players. That's the NFL. I mean, NBA, too. I don't know. It wouldn't be the jungle. It'd be something tall, right? I don't know what you would equate the NBA but that NFL thing, it is the jungle. There is no better way to explain it because you see all those animals. Every animal I just discussed, and then some. The honey badger, I would have been like that honey badger, right? That thing that you can't kill, get stronger.
Wrecking ball?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That would have been my animal type. Like, that's the type of running back I was. Got stronger towards the end, that type of thing. But, and
I would have definitely been a hippo. Hilarious looking. I'll eat anything you put in front of me.
And the thing that's the funniest, what it is that people don't know, he's right. And it's the speed, ladies. I don't think people understand how quick hippos are. And when I tell you guys, if you go check out Nabil, find the picture. If I told you he'd kick you in the face before you could even lift your hand, you'd laugh at me until he did it. I'm just telling you, he's one of the look. I've been around some of the biggest, best linemen, you guys, right? He's one of the quickest big men I've ever seen in my life. I'm not just saying that because he's here. He knows that. I've been telling him that since day one. It's wild how this man can get his foot to your face. It doesn't make sense.
Thank you.
It doesn't make sense, man. So
some of it is just God-given genetics. I don't know. It just so happens. I guess lions and tigers and bears, oh my, is a football locker room. Is how I would describe it for sure.
It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. What a freaking analogy because it's so true.
It's 1,000%.
Shout out to my man. See, this is why we love the nation, the community, the whole nine. Jeff gifting 5 memberships.
Man,
Hey,
that's
I
awesome.
appreciate you, brother. As always, man, I am always humbled by this channel, by the people that listen to us. You know what I'm saying? That follow that. Yeah, it's yeah. I appreciate you guys. You got me now too. Choked up at a time where I'm vulnerable. Y'all not gonna get me to cry on camera. That's not gonna happen. So, not gonna happen. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you, as always, Jeff. Jeff has been there. Like I said, Jeff and we met not too long ago. It hasn't been that long. Me, him, Chris for Raiders. Right. It's been several months now, but man, he's been a rock. And I really appreciate everything that he does, not only just for me, but just the Raider community. Because that, Nibbles, we have a special community, bro. The Raiders, it's just different. I'm sorry, it is. I know the Cowboys.
1,000%.
But yeah, it's just different. It really is different, man. And yeah, I can't appreciate these guys enough. Everybody that showed up tonight. It doesn't even matter who did right. None of that stuff is. I've been gone for at least 3 weeks, at least, and it feels good to be back. It really does. It feels good to be back, and I'm glad I'm with one of my guys, man, from day one. You guys have known when I first moved here and started this crazy journey. I ran into this guy. So, yeah.
First off, man, the squad you got here, man, you got some awesome people in your chat, dude. This dude just gave 5 memberships away. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
You have a solid group of people here, man. I'm proud of the channel you built. I've tried podcasting before. I was on Twitch, and it is difficult, man. This is beautiful to see. I'm proud of you. I love the support that you have.
Thank you.
I think it's so cool that you guys have your own lingo and all that stuff. That's
you noticed it, right?
I did. And I didn't want to look as lost as I was, but I definitely was. But it's awesome, man. That I don't know if I can curse, but that stuff is beautiful.
Yeah,
dude.
hell yeah, you can.
Oh, that's just beautiful, guys.
I like it.
Yeah, man. This is wonderful, dude. This is wonderful.
That's what's
and I hope I don't break anybody's hearts with some of the things I have to say, because I saw somebody gave Tonka a shout out with a swole sign to it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I didn't agree with that pick either. So
yeah,
we're getting into it, right?
You let me know when you want me to jump into it, and I'm all in.
Yeah. So we already know Ashton, right? So Jack Besh, he's actually been the guy talked about the most.
Okay.
As far as the draftees, right? Not the undrafted, the draftees. Between him and one of my other soon-to-be all-time favorite Raider ever, and it won't even matter where he goes in this journey, because y'all should already know. Because that boy is a Bobcat. Touchdown Tommy, baby. Let's go. Hey, Bobcat. Well, yeah, man. Where we at with this? It's Jack Besh. I think Jack Besh is I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. See, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I feel about Jack Besh. I'm gonna just keep it a thing. I didn't want him at this position. I didn't want Janty. See, and that's why Nibbles, I gave us a C. C for Kyle. Yeah, boo turf. I gave us a C. And that's
let me take a step back. Let's just start with Genty. Who would you have rather had?
An offensive lineman.
So you would have rather had Membu or Banks?
Defensive lineman, yes.
Oh, defensive lineman.
Either one. Offense or defense. Somebody you're set for the next 10 years. like a Jalen Carter that we could have had that time instead of.
Here's the thing, right? And here's where I'm going to break this down. Especially when it comes to defensive linemen. When we left Mason Graham and we left Abdul Carter,
dude,
there wasn't a guy.
I agree.
Okay? I don't like Mykel Williams very much. I like Kenneth Grant, but I thought he was a reach.
Right.
And Walter Nolan, I understand where teams were obsessive over him.
Right.
But that is not a risk I would have wanted to have taken.
Right.
Now, when you look at Ashton Genty, he is a rare player in the sense that, and I learned this lingo not long ago. He's what's called a red chip athlete.
Oh, 100%.
There's blue chip athletes, there's red chip. A red chip athlete is as close to a surefire guy as you can get, right? And I guarantee you anybody that if I'd have put Ashton Genty as a two-way player like Travis Hunter, he'd have won a Heisman for the numbers that he put up. Let's just say this. The guy has amazing contact balance, which is the thing that allows him to shed blocks and maintain momentum through traffic. Right? The dude already has really good vision on all three levels on the defense.
Right.
He runs with really good pad level. I know we don't like his height, right? But not everything in this world can be ideal. There's always something. But when you watch him and you watch a game against Oregon, he's still a workhorse. He's still a game breaker. He still knows how to find the end zone.
Right.
And when you're picking 5 overall, you got to do something sometimes that says, how do I flip this team? How do I give us a chance? And I agree with you. Sometimes you look at an Armand Nembu, you look at a Kelvin Banks, and you say, sometimes you just need the guy that has the surefire ceiling that contributes. It's not going to fuck it up.
Correct.
But when I can get that,
right,
and have high impact, you just take a guy like Ashton Genty. Of course, the negatives: less than ideal size. You worry about the heavy usage. Correct. The fact that he's a running back drafted early, and he's had some ball security issues, I'll admit to. But when you carry it 374 times, you're playing the odds, people. I promise you. But I think when it comes to a real change, when we looked at that record and we said, I said 10 wins, you said 6 wins. Right. I saw in the chat somebody said 8 wins.
Right. Correct.
I think some of that is a big contribution on Ashton Genty and what you're now able to do with your offense, what Pete Carroll is able to do. So much of Pete's success, what everybody else was able to do in Seattle, was hinged on Marshawn Lynch and how well they were able to move the ball because of him. Russell Wilson, I'll give him credit. He was able to take what skill he had and molded it. But the truth is, he owes everything he has to Pete Carroll and Marshawn Lynch. Right. You saw what he became in Denver. You saw what he became after Marshawn left. You saw what happened when everybody was touting, let Russ cook. He just isn't really that guy. And it's really predicated on the run game. And I think you have the perfect guy to where you keep the game in front of you. Coaches now more than ever are wanting to do 12 and 13 personnel.
Right.
And so badly we all want the Patrick Mahomes. But so rarely do we ever get that. And what do we do to supplement something like that?
Right.
You have to build a great core around him. And you really, in my opinion, you really did that. You really did do that with Ashton Genty. I would have killed as a Cowboy to have gotten Ashton Genty. I would have killed.
That I do.
And so I wish I had chicken wings right now. I'm looking at the chat. That sounds delicious. I missed dinner for this podcast. Listen, do I think he's going to run for 2,600 yards again? No, hell no, and I pray to God he doesn't. Right? That's the truth.
Right.
But I think I think you have something. I understand your concerns. I think they're valid. If he was Omarion Hampton's size, he's the number 1 overall pick.
Oh, 100%. Period. He's just the best player in the draft if he's Omarion.
If he is, right?
He's that size, is game over. Yeah.
But I'll praise him on this. He works his ass off. The next day he's on the field. After he gets drafted, working his ass off. He's constantly looking at ways to make sure his body's well conditioned. He never left Boise State, even when he had the chance to get NIL money. He's loyal to a fault. He's a good person. He's a good leader. I think you got the kind of guy that has the mentals and the physicals to maximize the type of person he is.
Right.
Now, where that lands, I don't know. But I think you have a good shot at a real good player. That's just my opinion.
No, you know what? I agree because of the supporting cast. Shout out to Brent Beers, waving a hand, Raider Nation. I'm off to bed. Have to be up at 1 a.m. listening as I fall asleep. Hey, good to hear from you, Brent. As always, like I say, I know it's been about a month, and I know your schedule's a little wild, even though you're in Cali too, I think. So, but hey, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, we got my guy, 805 Raider in the building. What's good? Good to see you as always, my dude. Hey, appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. I wanted to say what's up to my guy, Jack Henna, man. Jack had a comment that I agreed with. Where did he go? Where did he go, man? Something about he's saying he saw that he was puking. But hey, Jack, I wanted Mason Graham at 6 too. It made me sick to my stomach when they drafted him right before us. I was not happy about
That's a weird pick for the Browns. This was what a weird draft for so many teams here. I'm going to be honest with you.
Man. Yeah,
the Browns had a weird one.
Right. The Browns had a real weird one. So, Jack, shout out to Jack, man. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show as well. But, bro, I was right along with you on that, man. Right along with you. Yep, I see I'm Not Bueno in the building. And a mic salute, brother. Salute to I'm Not Bueno. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show as usual. And then also Chewy's NFL games and news, man. Appreciate you for coming through, man. I know that you pretty much know everybody. You probably come from Jeff's side of the world. You from the Northeast, or maybe you from Cali. I don't know, man. Appreciate you for coming through, though, as always. Hope you enjoy the show. Appreciate the support. So, yeah, Jack Besh. I'm not happy with that. I wasn't happy. But now on to the third pick. I adored Darian Porter. It's the type of project that I'm looking for. If I'm going to look for a project, this is where I want the project to be. Something that makes a lot of sense, meaning a wide receiver that can track the ball, right? You know what I mean? That can get down and be a wide receiver, but he's turned cornerback.
Can I ask, if you want, I can name some of the athletes that were picked after Jack Besh, and I feel like you'll be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just say one more thing about Genty?
Yeah, you can say everything.
Okay, first off, if I can say everything, I just want to say I love you, and that's you're my brother, and that's the first thing I want to say.
I love you.
Thank you. I will say this about Genty: he is the kind of player that. Can anybody in here name anybody that got drafted out of Boise besides Ashton Genty?
Oh, exactly.
Okay. Oh. He is the kind of guy that will take a team that is pure ass and carry them to the college football playoffs and will keep them competitive. Yeah. I am not saying you guys are pure ass. Right. But what I am saying is you guys are varied on where this team lands. Right. And there are holes. And it's pretty obvious. You guys are a young team. You're a building team. Correct. He can help fill those gaps. Okay, so that being said, Jack Besh. So Jack Besh was drafted at 58. Here's who was taken after him. Defensive end Mike Green. Fuck. Yeah, right. RJ Harvey, running back.
Oh, that's the one that's going to hurt us.
I like RJ Harvey.
He went to the Donkeys, bro.
Yeah,
That's going to hurt. He's
Trey
going to have better numbers than he's going to have better numbers than Ashton.
He might actually. First year go around, he might. Trey Amos, cornerback.
The other one.
Okay, and then Shamar Turner and Omar Norman Lott, both defensive tackles.
Jesus. Knowing that we had the foot issue with Wilkins.
Yeah, I would have gone with Omar Norman Lott. Honestly, I know you guys have Jacoby Myers. He's a good dude. Honestly, really hardworking guy. I like Jacoby Myers as a man. You know, he doesn't complain about any situation that he's in. Right. He was in Denver when they were just not Denver. He was in New England
Patriots
when they were just pure ass and they had nothing. And they were all pointing the finger at him for not contributing. And he still put his nose to the grindstone and worked. He came to the Raiders, was a number 2 receiver to Devontae Adams, still put in the work. Had a good year last year. I think he had over 1,000 yards last year. Almost 2,000 yards last 2 years. Correct. I do think Jack Besh can complement him pretty okay. My issue with the pick of Jack Besh, he can separate. He has good hands. Hard to tackle, can find the soft spot in the zone.
Right.
Lacks real explosion. Lacks real speed.
Yes.
And listen, while everybody... GMs and scouts will always say this. If you did it once, you can do it again. Well, here's the thing about Jack Besh.
Yeah.
He only did it once. He only had 1,000 yards one time in 4 years. And the other 3 years, I pray that you guys don't look at it because it's really bad. He just doesn't have the speed that you want. And then the other part about that is he's not the best blocker. And for being a former tight end, you would hope from being a tight end to a wide receiver, you would understand that transition.
Absolutely.
So he has an uphill battle. And you really hope that Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly understand what to do with him, really understand how to play him. Okay. That's my piece on Jack Besh. I do like him.
Right.
He has a lot of potential, though. He's more potential than he is surefire.
Well, I don't like him, so
it's fair. It's totally fair. It's
what
totally
I mean
fair.
is I didn't like him at that pick.
It's fair, and
I didn't like it.
Those wide receivers outside of the first round were a tough pill to swallow. They really were.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't. Okay, Darian Porter. Freaking love this guy.
Yeah, that's a great
when you talk about this is an all-time running back class, I also rebuttal by saying this is an all-time cornerback class.
Hey.
Okay, this cornerback class is something special in my opinion.
Okay, that's
a
lot.
Darian Porter ran a 4.3 40 in the combine.
Yes.
This dude is not just going to contribute on your defensive side of the ball one day, right? He is a raw talent. Everybody should know this. For all his athleticism, he still does some of the basic things not very well, right? The back pedals, the knowing where to put his hands as far as man-to-man, being physical. It's tough for him. He relies on his athleticism. That being said, he will contribute on special teams. This man had 5 blocked kicks. Do you understand how hard it is to block 1 kick, let alone 5? This is something truly special. So here's my breakdown of it. Positives. A size and speed you love. 6'3", 6'2", 195 pounds, 4.3 40 as I just mentioned. Obviously, he can get beat because of his footwork, but he tracks the ball better than anybody I've seen in this draft. It is insane.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. He does have good instinct in the zone. He's not a man-to-man guy. He's probably more of a cover 3 kind of player.
Right.
And that's where his instincts are best utilized. That's where his defensive abilities are best utilized. He is solid at recognizing the route in front of him. Obviously, great recovery speed, as I mentioned. And then he does show potential at being physical. Listen, you're 6'2". I better hope I'm not drafting you to get pushed over. But
Exactly.
this kid played in the Big 12. He gets physical. Okay? So what does that mean? That means he's pressing. That means he's going in to stop the run.
Right.
All right, the negatives. Why is somebody this impressive drafted in the 3rd round, pick number 68?
Right.
Again, 1, you ain't playing him in the slot. Don't you do it. He doesn't do well against shifty receivers.
Right.
If I'm Miami and I'm playing the Raiders, I'm putting him against Tyreek. Right? That's how I'm scheming him. He's 25. To some people, that might be a concern. Right. Again, raw talent.
Yeah.
And while he is a willing tackler, his tackling mechanics can be better. Okay? So those are some of his positives and negatives. Honestly, I do love the guy.
Right.
And I think he can very easily be your number 2 guy. Just develop him, give him time.
100%. And I think he won't have that time because we don't.
I don't think so either.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, right? We did pick up the kid Stokes. We picked up the
Eric
kid
Stokes. Yeah.
He's a 5-year vet. So we did pick him up. Maybe he'll buy us that year of time. That's necessary.
I don't know. I know Eric Stokes was drafted with a lot of high hopes, moved around the league a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully he can come in and contribute. Hopefully Patrick Graham.
That's all we're asking about.
Really contribute on the corner position just means please don't fuck up. That's
basically
that's all that means.
Don't get beat deep.
So the next 2 picks here I thought were really interesting. I guess let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Sure.
DJ Glaze. Was he good? Was he bad? What was the story behind him?
DJ Glaze is about to be the rock on the right side.
Okay. So is it Dylan Parham that's a problem? Or
Dylan Parham is a major, major problem. Dylan Parham, he's just too light in the ass.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not gonna cut it. He's just not gonna cut it for us.
Yeah.
Honest truth.
Is there no give? Oh God, he's 6'3", 285. God, that is a small player.
He gets pushed around, bro, and that's the problem. Him and Andre James, 2 peas in the pod, man. I'm glad Andre James is up. Well, is he out of here? Yeah, he finally.
I don't think Andre James is on your roster. No, he's not. Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God. About time we did something right and got rid of that guy. I was so ready to get rid of that guy. Now it's time. I want to get rid of Colton Miller.
You don't like Colton Miller.
I do not like Colton Miller.
You would not re-sign Colton Miller.
We should have got rid of Colton Miller 2 years ago when I knew he was falling apart.
What's wrong with Colton Miller? I don't know much about him. I'm going to be honest.
He's older and he's got injuries. And that's just, I don't see him. I think he's hit his peak.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he's already hit his peak. Previous to that year, he got injured. Then he came in, right, half played the year after getting injured. And, I mean, maybe if we're lucky this year, he'll play the whole season.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he was drafted. He was a little bit older. He's 29 now. Yeah. Not a Pro Bowler?
I'm not a Colton Miller fan.
Okay.
I'm not a Colton Miller fan at all.
That's fair.
I was hoping we'd get something for him with my boy Spence, man. He was willing to give up his first round draft pick for him.
Who?
As a Patriot. Yes, I swear to God, he was willing to give up first round pick, swap picks, from
your ass would have been gone.
To number 6. Exactly. That's what I said, dude. I'm like, you're giving me the 4th pick? Because you already know I'm getting Mason Graham at that point. Or hopefully I even can possibly think about Abdul Carter or Travis.
I mean, if they would have given you 1 and swapped 1 and gave you 3 or 2, right. Well, you're cooking with fire now. Or whatever, or however that saying goes. You're cooking with something good. That's all I know.
Yes, you are. Yeah, shout out to Duck Dynasty, man. Sorry to see that Pops passed away, man. It's just a lot of that going on, right? But you just actually said a saying that came from that show, and that's cooking with peanut oil. I don't know if people know that one, but I used it all the time, and I hijacked it from Duck Dynasty. So, yeah, at least I always pay homage and shout out to where I hijack my sayings, and that's exactly one of them. Now you're cooking with peanut oil.
That's respectable.
No different than regular Crisco, and right? Cooking with peanut oil. It's no different.
Now, personally, I'm Arabic, so I cook with olive oil myself. So we get it straight from the motherland.
Jordanian.
Dude, it's something special, brother. It's something special. I'm telling you right now. These next two picks, I think, then are very interesting.
Yeah.
So you have Caleb Rogers out of Texas Tech,
Yes.
Charles Grant out of William and Mary. Okay, so here's what we're going to say. Caleb Rogers, from what I heard, competing for inside offensive lineman position.
Right.
Charles Grant competing for the tackle position. Now, Caleb Rogers picked 98, experienced offensive lineman. Honestly, amazing experience. Yeah. Position flexibility all across the offensive line. Incredibly smart. He's not very easily fooled by anything that's stunts or twists.
Right, right.
He has a solid punch, absorbs impact very well. He had quality development at Tech, from what I understood.
I do, yeah. So, us as far as TRS, we actually have grown to love this kid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. We love Caleb Rogers. For the most part, I think everybody at TRS. Again, if this is the type of project, okay, because he's a project that is positioned that we're looking for him to advance based off of that motor, like you're saying, those intangibles that you discussed, but it still has the ability to grow.
I'm going to say this, coming from Cowboy fans, when I listen to podcasts, what we believe is if you're drafted in the top 100,
right,
you're going to be competing and you're going to be put into that starting lineup.
Bingo.
Okay? That is a valuable pick. And on top of which, these positions are incredibly expensive and not easy to come by.
Nope.
You are going to get your chance. And I would be very surprised if in training camp, he's not given multiple chances. So, now that being said, I will say this. There's going to be the negatives that I'm going to talk about. But these negatives don't always equate to the same apples and oranges that you ideally want from an offensive lineman, okay?
Right.
So he is 6'4", 312 pounds, a little bit lighter in the ass that you want from an offensive lineman.
Correct.
And not every offensive guard can be a powerhouse. Not everyone's a Cooper Beebe, a Tyler Smith, okay? It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
That being said, his negatives are this. Power rushers, give him a tough time.
Eat them for lunch.
I think I already had shorter arm length, which to me that's not an excuse. I just don't believe in. I don't believe in that shit.
Especially as guard too, because you got people. Yeah,
exactly. But the other issue to that is he's not the quickest. So when it comes to when it comes to pulls, when it comes to going to the next level, that can be an issue.
Right.
Can be a little too upright. It doesn't help him when it comes to driving on blocks. Right. Now, of course, you have Ashton Genty back there. Sometimes you just need to get 50-50, and that's okay. Just stall. It's okay.
Yeah.
But when you can't get leverage, that is a problem. And the other issue is he does lean a little too far forward. And if you're an elite defensive tackle, you're going to swim move and swipe him down pretty quickly.
All day is
okay. That might be an issue, right? And then could always use, just like anybody, you picked in the third round, anybody can use this. Footwork can always use more work to it. That's it. I like the pick. I think between him and Charles Grant are going to be interesting ones to look at.
Right. Well, yeah, I have a problem with Charles Grant.
Ooh.
I have a problem with Charles Grant. Caleb Rogers, I didn't have a problem with ever, but I did want to question it. And after doing a little bit more digging and research, I was a little more okay with that one. This Charles Grant, coming from William and Mary, yeah, I'm just not a fan. Again, it's the project in the wrong direction with the wrong skills as far as coming out of, right? I tell people all the time, you're talking to somebody that came from the FCS. It matters. And where it matters more than anywhere else is, guess what? In the trenches. That's the big difference. I'll take a skilled guy from the FCS any day of the week, twice on Sundays. But a dude from the trenches, nah, you got to be that guy. You got to be that guy. And I just don't think Charles Grant is that guy. I could be 100% wrong. I'm praying I'm 100% wrong.
The Raiders front office is definitely praying you're 100% wrong. But the truth is when you're going to look real good kicking the shit out of University of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
That is, if I show you my sheet, the first negative I have on him is a small school player can be concerning, and it is. There's a reason why nobody from William and Mary is drafted in the first round. There's a reason why when you look at somebody drafted from North Dakota State or Trey Lance,
right?
That shit just doesn't happen too often. And so if you're that good, you're playing in the in Division I, right? You're playing with the big boys. At the very least, go to fucking Akron, right? And some
Bingo.
shit. Something.
But yeah, Mac, something. You got
something, please. Somebody like Mike Green, right? He was somewhere, got kicked out, obviously because he had some trouble. Right. He still went to Marshall, right? He knew the value of staying in Division I because you have to play against big time competition.
You have to.
And when it comes to this dude's negatives, listen. He had trouble against bull rushers, and it shows. When you're 6'4", 312 pounds, you can't be light in the ass at tackle. And to me, people that were just physical with him gave him a little bit of trouble. Now, his positives are this. He was quick. He was fluid. His pass pro was nice. He is a collegiate wrestler, I believe. So I think that helps.
That does help.
So he can finish blockers. Whatever this means to you, ran through defenders at his level, right? He played violently,
right?
Could read twists and stunts well, but again, it goes back to he's a small school guy,
right.
And when you look at replacing Colson Miller, I don't know. I don't know if I would have picked
right.
If this is the guy I would have picked,
this is him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's where I have trouble personally.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm looking at it, I would have. I think. Oh no, Emory. I would have taken Emory Jones, but I think he was picked beforehand. Right. But I liked him coming out of LSU.
Correct. Correct. The big the SEC. Yes.
Exactly. It just means a little bit more to come out of a bigger school. That's
in the trenches. In the trenches, yes. But hey. We got Jack. Shout out to Jack, because he's right. Never forget Howie Long, number 75, came from a small school. Personally, I like Grant over Rodgers. And you know what? You're not the only one, man. Jack, you're not the only one. There are other people that like him over Caleb as well. I mean,
I think the reason why Caleb goes over Grant, again, you play that tech, you have big game, big time experience.
Correct.
Listen, even if you were 50-50 in those games, you played against starting defensive tackles for 4 years. This man started for at least 3 years.
Right.
That is something that when all else fails, head coaches, front offices, look at experience more than anything else. And when you do it on the biggest stage, that means a little bit more. And it shows here with this pick.
Yep.
I understand the Charles Grant pick. He is a sexy prospect. It's just the glaring red light of being lighter, not seeing the level of competition you want to see. That scares a little bit. That's a little scary. But you're hopeful. You're always hopeful, right? but I think he'll need a little bit more time to cook.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Now this next pick. Yeah, Dante Thornton Jr. Come on down, son. Perfect timing.
Okay.
Perfect timing. We finally got Chip, that dude we need to take the top off. I couldn't be more happy. I don't mean, I thought it was a fabulous pick. It was one of the first fabulous picks we had.
I do not like Tennessee or Iowa State wide receivers. I'm so sorry.
It's all that way with Ohio State quarterbacks.
I'm sorry, Iowa State. Did I say Iowa State or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
I meant to say Iowa State. Iowa State and Tennessee wide receivers.
Right. I
just don't like. That being said, if there is a guy that could potentially do something.
Right.
You're 6'5", 185 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the size and speed are incredibly rare.
Correct.
If you could combine him and Jack Besh into one person,
it'll be game over.
You'd have never seen him in the second round, by the way. You'd have never seen that happen.
Not even.
That one definitely made Al Davis smile. Al Davis would have taken him in the top 10.
Exactly. Nowhere close to the third round.
All right. Here's the positives that I'll name on him. Right.
Yeah.
He's definitely a high ceiling guy. I think Chip Kelly's going to love that.
Yes.
He definitely showed positive wins against press coverage. Right. He doesn't wane against people that are physical. And, people talk about Matthew Golden and his 4.2 whatever speed.
Yep.
But when you put the tape on, there's the difference between straight line, 40-yard dash, and understanding what it means to have breakaway speed.
Correct.
Or real speed.
Correct.
Deontay Thornton has real speed. When he catches that ball and the end zone is 40 yards in front of him, you're not touching him. Nope. He's gone. There's a difference in that. And he has that. Yep. And the last thing that's really important is he's shown the capability of winning contested catches, right? He high points very well. Listen, you're 6'5", you better learn how to high point the goddamn ball. But he's not a body catcher, which I hate. He knows how to get after it.
Right.
Okay. Again, I said I don't like the Tennessee Iowa State wide receivers, but he does need to really develop a route tree.
Right.
And
true. Very true.
The issue with what I say about Tennessee and Iowa State is the way they run their offense is just like a spread, veer and shoot type scheme, which doesn't allow you as a wide receiver to develop shit besides go run a streak route,
right,
or slant.
Correct.
And that's a problem when you go to the NFL level.
Correct.
While he does have all the size and the speed and the explosiveness in the world, the reason he's in the 4th round is because he had trouble creating separation. When you don't have a solid route tree and you don't have the footwork, that's a problem, right? All that kind of goes to waste. Right. We talk about it in MMA, right? Strong guys, fast guys, great hands, right. But you always get knocked the fuck out. You don't have defense. You don't have anything to you don't know how to put your hands up. You don't know how to do anything.
Right.
That can cause a problem. So my thing is, you hope your offensive coordinator has a plan.
Yes. No, absolutely. And Chip Kelly, we trust. I mean, you just paid him double every other, offensive coordinator in the league. So we hope he does pan out from that respect. I agree. I agree with everything you just said. I mean, those were fabulous takes. And
thank you, sir.
Spot on. Yeah. Now we're on this other guy that I didn't really care for, which is Tonka Hemingway.
I probably would have went with Joshua Farmer or Cam Jackson.
Or Paglis. Why did you just go with Paglis?
I mean, you did. You went with him in the 6th round.
But I'm saying you could have went with him with Tonka's.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been better off.
It's so interesting. There was Jordan Phillips, Ryan Mills, Cam Jackson. You guys definitely started a trend here, which was insane, with Tonka Hemingway. Right. My thing about Tonka Hemingway is he has a good first step. He can, in fact, it's so good, he sometimes slips through the gap, whether it's a double team or whatever.
Right.
He lines up in multiple spots on the D line. He understands play recognition, whether there's screens, play actions, misdirects. He's a good motor athlete. He hustles. He's tough. He's durable. He's always pursuing, and he has a good work ethic to him. Right? He's 6'2", 285. Right. All these qualities you want to have, and he has no issues with strength as a defensive tackle, and can be a solid rotation piece. But to the negative side of all this. Boy, is he undersized.
Undersized. Like he's going to get pushed around like a freak.
You just can't have an athlete be under 300 pounds at defensive tackle. I'm sorry. It's just not, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Nope. And while you have a good first step, his athleticism is very average. There's a reason why he only had a sack and a half, I think. He only had 4.5 tackles for loss. It's an issue, obviously. He also doesn't wrap up very well. He doesn't have the best pass rushing ability. His technique as far as hands are not very good. So it's very raw when it comes to the effectiveness of all the physicals that he has. Like, all those things are really good. It's like the start of your story is wonderful, but the ending is dog shit. You're kind of Game of Thronesing this, right? Like, and that's where it sort of sucks. It peters off. You can pursue all day long, but if I can't catch up to you, I'm not going to do anything. And that's just if I hit the gap really quickly, great. But if I can't catch up to, I don't know who, name me a Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, right.
Then it really doesn't matter now, does it?
Exactly.
So I thought fourth round for Tonka Hemingway is a reach. I thought where JJ Pegues was picked is where I would have picked Tonka Hemingway. Mm-hmm. So that's how I saw it. I can tell you're not very happy with him either.
No, I know, not at all. Again, I gave us a C for the draft. You know what I mean? That's what I gave, man. Arnold Orlovita. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show as always. Nice to see you back, man. I really appreciate that. I missed you guys too, man. I really did. I don't know if you noticed, I did not pay any attention. I really just didn't want to for a lot of reasons. Obviously, I mean, I was in my own funk, but for sure, I just didn't. You know, it was a much needed break, man, and this has been awesome coming back. It's been awesome coming back. So thank you guys. Appreciate it as always, man. We moving on to this next pick because, you know, we can kind of skip over. I actually do like Pegwis as the pick. I think he's an athletic guy. He's something that could be considered a baby Wilkins, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
And that's where I'm good with it. So
here's what I wrote. Best running back in the SEC, question mark. I like Pegues quite a bit. He has good play recognition. He's a solid anchor at the point of attack. He's tough. He's competitive. He has good leverage.
Yeah.
And really solid against the run. Especially with some of the guys that just got drafted in your division.
Yes.
He's not a natural pass rusher, and he needs to develop his mechanics and probably plays a little higher than you want him to.
Yes.
But those are things that you can work on. And you're not too mad at that when you pick somebody in the 6th round with that type of player. I like Pegues. I thought he was a good value at 180 in the 6th round. So I'm with you right there too.
Yep.
Now these next two, I'm gonna be real honest with you. You're gonna have to help me out.
Absolutely. Oh well, you already know I'm gonna be able to easily help you out.
Tommy Mallet, is that who he is?
That's Touchdown Tommy. And
okay, tell me about it, please, because I don't know shit.
hey, you got Touchdown Tommy and you got this kid Cam Miller, man. Basically, real talk, guys, you have 1A and Tommy Mellett and 1B as literally the two best quarterbacks in FCS. That's who they are. That's who played each other for the chip.
Really?
And unfortunately, we lost. So, to give you some background on Touchdown Tommy, first and foremost, he's earned every bit of everything that people talk about him as far as coming out of the state of Montana. The kid is absolutely amazing. Amazing. Every which way till Sunday. I mean, you meet him, you have a conversation with him, you know it's different. You know something's not right, but right. You know what I mean? When I say not right, I mean in a great way.
Yeah.
He's just cerebral. He really literally can play any position. It's just true. It's facts. His numbers are out of the stratosphere for the type of kid, right? Coming out of Montana, right? Running a 4.4 0.40 at 6 feet, 40 plus inch vertical.
Really?
10 plus inch broad jump. His testing numbers, out of the gym. Out of the gym.
I see why you guys drafted.
And then if you go ahead and look at the film as a quarterback, the kid speaks for himself. His name is Touchdown Tommy, for crying out loud.
Nobody could have a name like that. They don't just give that name to you.
And last but not least, he comes from one of the toughest towns in Montana, Butte. There's nothing in Butte. All he did is chop down trees and run away from moose and just do stuff that made him this specimen of an athlete. Remember how I'd had that conversation about the jungle?
Yes.
He was part of that jungle.
He lived in the Montana jungle.
He's a hybrid. He's one of those hybrids that you just can't explain. You just see it and you're like, what is that?
Which, by the way, a moose is effing terrifying. So,
it's insane.
Yeah,
a moose
absolutely.
Is insane. A moose is insane.
Yeah. From what I understood about him, he's incredibly athletic, a natural-born leader, just excited to be on the field and just freaking go at it. I don't know. I know you guys were moving him to wide receiver, so potentially could be a special teamer for you guys.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I like
special. Just they've been calling him Taysom Hill 2.0.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, it kind of seemed like that was sort of the direction.
Yeah.
And then Cam Miller, I know he's a smart quarterback.
Oh yeah.
He diagnoses very well. He has good footwork, good ball placement. He doesn't have the strongest arm or the best velocity to the ball.
Or the size. Correct.
Or 6'1", 205. Yeah, not the best size either. But to get to the FCS championship and win it, there's still something to you, right? You still have some quality that you can contribute.
Brees-esque.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just putting something out there that they're praying for. That's what they're praying for, right?
I will say this. I have a friend who's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan who they drafted Will Howard, and you talk about prayers, they are praying as well. Got into a literal argument between whether they would start Will Howard or Mason Rudolph.
Oh, God.
My side of the argument was that they would start Mason Rudolph. They would just rely on the experience. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, it was a fun time.
Right.
Interesting picks.
Yes.
And then last but not least, I'm a huge fan of Cody Lindenberg.
Hey, bro. So this is the other thing. This is such good stuff. This is gonna make some great content clips. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I paid much attention to the University of Minnesota's football team. I got in footage from spring game, right? I was there on visits. with my daughter as far as being able to see all that stuff behind the scenes. When I tell you this team is about to be special, the only reason that the University of Minnesota doesn't make some noise in the Big Ten for real, is because somebody hijacks this head coach. TJ, I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I'm letting y'all know right now, that man is the real deal. He's got nothing but dogs behind him, and that's all he knows how to recruit.
Dude, I always feel like they're one quarterback away. Like, genuinely.
That's exactly and it was so wild to me. They just couldn't figure that part out. They figured it out now, right? I mean, it's not a whole lot of money, but it's enough. I believe they've acquired a little over north of $2 million.
You're in Minnesota. You're in one of the richest cities, Minneapolis. Come to have fun. Get your NIL money in line, bro.
Yeah.
Get your NIL money in line.
Hey, and they finally got that step. Hey, look, I am one of the biggest fans of this man. I'm telling you, I've seen him time in and time out. The passion, the fight he puts for his team. Bro, I thought he was going to get kicked out of one game. I mean, this
PJ Fleck, yes.
PJ Fleck.
I like PJ Fleck a lot.
This dude, I'm telling you, he's the type of coach that I'm telling you, run through brick walls for.
Absolutely.
And with all of that being said, Cody Lindenberg, he's the real deal. He is actually what we've been missing from a third down nickel, right? That long yardage where you still want a linebacker, but you need somebody that can move side to side, maybe cover. This is him.
So what I will say, just to go back to the Golden Gophers real quickly,
yes,
I will say top 5 best uniforms in football, college football. Bro, that's some sharp stuff. That's some sharp. They make a Gopher look real cool. I want a Marion Barber jersey so badly. That being said, I love Marion Barber, by the way.
Hey, me too, bro. Hey, he's
rest in power, brother. Rest in power.
Rest in peace, Marion Barber. He's a staple all through that
straight out.
FYI.
Okay, so the Lindenberg. Here's my thing about him. 6'2", 230. Violent as shit.
He's a monster. I love him.
He is awesome. He is awesome listen, he's got I think he should make this team. Right? If he keeps his head on straight, he makes quality reads. He is a potential 3-down linebacker. He has good straight line speed. He's good at shedding blocks well.
Right.
He has a lot of dog in him. He has a lot of violence in him. He's a reliable tackler. He sits in zones very well when it comes to passing down. That's what makes him a 3-down linebacker.
Right.
And is really good at reading what's happening in front of him, where he lacks. What's the negative? Why is somebody so awesome taken that far back? Okay. He has some injury history. Just like a lot of linebackers, he is not the best in man coverage.
Right. Right. I agree. Especially man.
It's the man coverage that eats him up.
It's not zone or where he needs to be from that respect. It's
exactly, which goes to a greater problem that he has and why he has trouble. So the lateral speed is sort of an issue, but his issue and the way he compensates for it is because he over pursues. Even when he plays against the run, he'll over pursue at times, and he'll run himself out of a play. And so that is his problem that he needs to compensate for. He wants to be so in there and so violent that he will sometimes predict wrong, and that can be a bit of a negative. And that is it was a clear issue as well.
Right. Real quick, I almost missed this, man. Chewy's NFL games and news. Super chat, great show. You brothers have a great night. Thank you for that super chat, man.
What a wonderful chat group you have here, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude, you got an amazing squad here, dude.
They go hard, man. I appreciate it, man. Trust me. Every penny counts, man. Every penny counts.
Dude, awesome, dude. By the way, I'm gonna go to these next two names real quickly.
Yeah.
But before I do, before I head out here pretty soon,
Yes.
I just want to say this has been such a blast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we got to do it again.
I want to do this again. I really appreciate everyone's hospitality. You guys have been awesome. Terrence, I love you to death, dude. Anything you need from me, man, I'm here for you. Okay, I hope you know
Yes,
that.
sir.
There are two notable undrafted free agents. You hit on one of them, Ja Joyner.
Hey.
I like Ja. I can't believe he didn't get drafted.
It's insane. It's insane.
He has ideal size, speed, weight, 6'4", 262, ran a 4.6. I mean,
he's disrupting camp. He's been disrupting camp.
He is a disruptor as a pass rusher. That is all he is. He is violent. He is a dog. He comes from the University of Minnesota. That is all they did on defense. They just get after it.
That's it. That's it.
And when I think of a Raider, when you think of a prototypical Raider, this is the prototypical Raider.
That's it.
I attack, I want blood, and that's all I give a shit about.
100%.
He flashes
100%.
some of the most devastating bull rushes you will ever see. And he does not give a shit. He just comes after you. His negatives were a little serious in the sense that he is erratic at times. Like part of that attack, part of that explosion is you're erratic. He's a little bit narrow in how he attacks. Right? There's a reason why he bull rushes and doesn't attack the edge like a Micah Parsons does. And then the last piece to it is you have more than one responsibility as a defensive end.
Right.
It's not just a pass rush. It's the run. And he doesn't play it as well.
He doesn't. You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
The kid we had before Kuntz. And we traded him. And Ndagwe, what was his name?
Yannick Ngakoue?
Yannick Ndagwe. Exactly.
Oh, God, I hated that you guys got rid of him.
He didn't play the run well. That was his problem. That was his problem.
That's true.
He did not play the run well.
The team around him plays the run well. He didn't have to. And in this scenario, you drafted Tonka Hemingway, J.J. Pequise, you have Christian Wilkins, you have Max Crosby.
Right.
You don't need him to play the run well.
Right.
You need him to attack the quarterback.
No, I agree.
This dude is a third down specialist. I think for an undrafted free agent, he might be able to do something. The other player that I want to point out, we talk about the corner issues.
Yeah.
I like Mello Dotson.
Hey, I like him too. I think he might end up being the one that rises to the cream of the crop, bro.
Listen, he's an outside corner with wonderful experience. It's such a weird thing with him. He ran a 4.5, can get beat, but has good catch-up ability, right? So it's kind of a weird thing. I think teams thought that was a risk, but has great size. He's 6'2". He's so well experienced. He has good ball tracking ability.
Yeah.
It's like he had a sixth sense, sort of like a Trayvon Diggs, for where the route is going, where the ball is going. So he knew when to be where. Good length, good processing. Man, he had good footwork. He shouldn't have been undrafted, right? You saw some of the dudes that got drafted, and you're like, this guy didn't go.
It didn't make sense. The same thing for running backs, though. That's why you know that this draft class was just heavy in talent.
Who didn't go draft? Okay, now I got to look. Undrafted running backs.
You're just gonna start laughing. You're just gonna start cracking up. I know at least 3 of them. I don't think Mullins got drafted. Wait, Mullins did get drafted.
Khalil Mullins got drafted like in the 7th round.
Yeah, he was like the last pick. Like last pick or somewhere around there. There were 3 guys, though, that I thought I just couldn't believe. I don't think the kid from Miami got drafted, did he?
He did, 7th round.
Another 7th rounder, okay.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboys were going to take him, but they just didn't like him for whatever reason. Sorry, I'm just like being...
No.
Like quiet because I'm just like, I have to look this up.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you.
What did you think of the wide receiver that went undrafted from Miami?
Respect.
Restrepo. There we go, Restrepo.
Restrepo that went to with his boy. He went
Tennessee, yeah.
I would have never picked him. I wouldn't touch him.
You wouldn't touch him?
Running a 4.9 40. You can't even get past the defensive line. I'm all set.
Okay,
all set. Yeah, I was all set with that. I don't care who you are. You running a 4.9 as a wide receiver. I'm sorry. There's no way you're creating separation.
Okay, this kid out of Mississippi, Ulysses Bentley, went undrafted.
Yes, Bentley's a monster.
Shouldn't have went undrafted.
Not. Absolutely.
Who else am I seeing here? Elijah Young.
Major.
Who was it?
Marcus Major.
He sounds familiar.
Yep.
Raheem Sanders out of South Carolina went undrafted.
What?
Yeah, went to the Chargers. I can't believe that happened.
Oklahoma running back. Marcus Major.
I remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
This is a great year for running backs, dude. I love it.
I'm telling you, it's the best ever.
Marcus Yarns out of Delaware went undrafted. I liked Marcus Yarns. Oh, Donovan Edwards went undrafted, but he had a terrible year. Corey Kiner went undrafted out of Cincinnati.
Yep.
Damn, man. All right, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's some serious running backs.
Straight up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to Mello Dotson. I think his biggest issue is he has a little bit of tightness in his hips. That 4.59 can be a little worrisome. But listen, he's battle tested. I don't think you have 5 career picks. You can do all the shit that you can do on that field.
Right.
And that 4.59 is going to hinder you too much. I think if you have a good defense around you, you're going to be able to take advantage of wide receivers. I think you might have somebody here.
Right.
Is he going to start?
Right. Who knows?
I don't know, but I think you have something. So those are the two that I want to point out.
Yeah.
Man, and on top of that, I'll just end with saying again, thank you.
Thank you, bro. This was amazing.
I can't believe we started 30 minutes ago. Oh my God! Holy shit! It's 10:30.
It's 2.5 hours, bro.
Dude, I could talk about this every day. This is how much I love football. This has been a blast. I honestly hope everybody that watched enjoyed this. If I was boring, I apologize.
No, they loved it. They loved it.
I pray that you guys did. You guys found this informative.
You broke bro. They know you know. Chat. Let this man know he knows football. You broke it down, bro. There's no.
Thank you.
There are a lot of guests, man, and not everybody can break it down like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm positive they appreciated everything you had to say about these players because you were very
appreciate
objective.
you guys.
Yeah, you were very objective, man. Very objective.
And it goes back to my first point. I'm not your typical Cowboys fan. I promised you guys that much, and I kept my promise. Okay,
you did.
You did. But honestly, this is such a blast, man. I appreciate the time you gave me. I could talk about this every day, so I'll leave with saying I'm so excited about the next time. And again, dude, if there's anything you need, let me know. I love you, Terrence.
Yes, sir. I love you too.
It's been a pleasure, dude. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. And peace. My guy is out of here. Man, that was a hell of a show. That's what you call a real show right there. That was a nice welcome back. I appreciate him, man. Again, somebody that has gone through something I just had to go through and can relate, and you know what I mean, can give words of wisdom and encouragement and everything else in times like these. So I can't stress it enough. guys, gals, everybody. This was the type of welcome back show that I was looking forward to. Yeah, everybody, you know what I mean? Just was themselves as always, showing up, asking questions. But shout out to Nabil. For real, y'all. He broke it down. He did a lot of good takes tonight. I can't wait to chop them up and see how they come out too, because I know there's going to be some fire ones for sure. But as always, Turf is back. Hey, tomorrow is Turf and Rundown. Turf and Rundown's back tomorrow. I hope. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. You know, we'll figure that out. All kind of stuff going on. But that should be coming up. Obviously, y'all already know. Shout out to my guy Spence, man. Appreciate you for trying to hold down the fort, man. Spence did his thing, man. Had one of our first shows as far as Dead in the Water by himself. I thought he did great, regardless of how he feels, because of all the technicalities. Hey, I had technicalities at the beginning of this one, so it is what it is. Jack, as always, man, appreciate you. Thank you for the warm welcome back, bro. Yeah, and we just gonna keep rocking, man. Thursday night, you know what I'm saying? We got Dead in the Water. Friday, we're gonna have something, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Peggy. I know she's coming through as well on Friday. Tuesdays don't work for her, so we're gonna have to have that Friday thing popping. And yeah, you already know the Raider Syndicate is coming. We're gonna have something. You know, Turf is back. And yeah, we're here to give y'all that content. So until the next time, Turf is out. Peace.
Let's go, baby. We all the way on the fourth row, baby. Yeah. You look good in that silver and black. Talk about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game. So.